Hyde Park is a neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. It's located along Lake Michigan and bordered by Washington Park on the west and the Midway Plaisance on the south. Hyde Park is also home to the University of Chicago. Our CBO is the Hyde Park Neighborhood Club, which hosts programs to support children and families of the community and has action plans to support social and racial justice and environmental stewardship with an emphasis on equity and inclusion. Our research question is, how are the education outcomes of historically excluded groups in Hyde Park, specifically youth, affected by the University of Chicago's presence in Hyde Park? And our hypothesis for the research question is, the University of Chicago's history in Hyde Park has led to the unequal distribution of resources within the community, disproportionately affecting historically excluded groups of youth.
We are going to be comparing Hyde Park to Lakeview neighborhood on the north side of Chicago. Even though it's a predominantly white neighborhood, in regards to accessibility to resources, we are also going to be comparing Hyde Park to Washington Park, which are neighboring communities. It is a predominantly African American neighborhood that is severely under-resourced. It is evident how the demographic makeup impacts community-based assets by examining data from the Chicago Health Atlas in Lakeview, Hyde Park, and Washington Park.
We will compare 3 elementary schools in Hyde Park. To start, we will look at Murray Language Academy. 62% of its students are low income, 32% are ELA proficient, 16% are math proficient, and 54% are proficient in science. At Kosminski, 74% of the students are low income, 8% are ELA proficient, 10% are math proficient, and 15% are proficient in science. And at Ray Elementary School, 42% of students are low income, 27% are ELA proficient, 28% are math proficient, and 46% of the students are proficient in science.
All of the schools are under the state averages for ELA math and science proficiency. Evidently, there is a correlation between the school's location and student academic performance.
Hyde Park was developed in the 1890s with the University of Chicago in mind.
Hyde Park began as an all-white neighborhood, but after the Great Migration in post-World War II, the black population rose to about 40%, despite the university's racially restrictive covenants.
In the 1950s and 60s, the University of Chicago Urban Renewal Projects encouraged private zoning patterns to middle and upper class residents, pushing out the low-income population.
Although these covenants and projects are no longer in place, much of Hyde Park has been gentrified and remains inaccessible to lower-income residents it used to welcome. Although Hyde Park remains generally racially diverse, there are parts of the neighborhood that are predominantly white and predominantly black, unsurprisingly correlating with where the university is located.
Our first policy proposal to improve the educational outcomes of elementary schools in Hyde Park is by opening up more things at the University of Chicago to help them.
Participation in after-school programming positively affects school performance, as in the case of after-school programming, where 92% of participating teens graduate from high school, as compared to Chicago's 85.2% and 72% of teens enroll in college the fall of senior year.
Additionally, studies show that between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., elementary schools have no after-school activities, leading to failing academics.
Therefore, we propose that all investments be made by the University of Chicago into local after-school programs so we can incite youth development.
Our second policy proposal then involved investing in elaborate programs for schools themselves. As we saw, none of the elementary schools we researched had an ELA proficiency that met the state's average.
Reading is a necessary life skill and is the foundation for learning that will occur in these children's lives. Reading first occurs in elementary school, meaning that improving ELA programs will also increase not only ELA proficiency, but academic performance in other subjects as well. Thus, we believe that investing in these elementary schools will lead to increases in academic performance both in elementary schools and later on in CPS careers.